What do Julia Roberts, Ram Dass and Barack Obama have in common? Well, aside from the fact that they're well known globally, they have a presence, they've all been captivated by the energy of Hanuman. Yes, the symbol of strength, devotion and fearlessness has got to them as well. The question is why? Why are they drawn to Hanuman? Why are they drawn to Hinduism? That's exactly what we're about to explore. What is it about Hanuman? What is it about the Hanuman Chalisa? And why are Hollywood icons, world leaders, and even psychedelic explorers so deeply intrigued by it? You've probably heard the Hanuman Chalisa hundreds of times. It's a 40-verse code engineered to rewire fear, shatter ego, and awaken a force inside you that's far greater than motivation or willpower. In this video, I'll show you what actually happens when you chant it with intention, and why Hanuman was never a monkey, and how modern science quietly confirms what the ancients already knew about sound and the brain. It's spiritual technology, and it's been sitting right in front of us the whole time. Hi, I'm Alpa Pandya and welcome to The Conscious Mic. This channel makes ancient truths clear and relatable for seekers, devotees and the curious. If you're into this kind of spiritual depth and discovery, hit subscribe. It helps me grow this channel and keep bringing you stories that reconnect modern minds with ancient wisdom. Before I get into why the names I mentioned earlier, from Hollywood to Harvard, are so drawn to Hanuman, it is important to understand what the Hanuman Chalisa actually is and why this 40-verse mantra holds such immense power. Because once you grasp the energy and intention behind the Chalisa itself, everything those people experience suddenly starts to make perfect sense. So stay with me. Now, let's start with something most people overlook. The number 40. In Vedic numerology, 40 represents transformation through discipline, the kind that reshapes who you are. Think about it. 40 days of tapasya, 40 nights of trial. The great sage who wrote the Hanuman Chalisa, Tulsidas, he didn't write 40 verses by accident. He built a spiritual framework. Each verse is one layer of purification, a mantra sequence that updates your inner software. In this video, I want to clear up one of the biggest misconceptions: who Hanuman really is. Hanuman isn't a monkey god, even though we see him as a monkey. If we read the scriptures, whether it's the Ramayana, whether it's the Shiv Puran or any of the Vedas, then Hanuman is described as a reincarnation of Lord Shiva. And Shiva's strength and devotion is taking form on earth as a Vanar, which means a forest being. So in Sanskrit, Van means forest and Nar means man. So Vanar is a forest man. And way over 5,000 years ago, the Vanars were very evolved forest beings. They were intelligent, they were disciplined, and they were capable of changing form. So Hanuman could expand, Hanuman can shrink, he can appear simian at will, and he has embodied Shiva's energy in action. It's the perfect blend of power, humility, and service. So when we chant the Hanuman Chalisa, we're not calling out to a distant deity. We're awakening that same Shakti within ourselves. It's the bridge between instinct and intellect, matter and spirit, the fearless, focused life force that lives in all of us. Okay, so moving on. What has Halloween got to do with the Hanuman Chalisa? Well, quite a lot. If you've grown up in a Hindu household, you'll probably resonate with what I'm going to say next. As a child growing up, in our household, we were told whenever you're scared or you get a bad dream or, you're thinking about ghosts and ghouls, which of course Halloween, that's what it's all about. There's one verse in the Hanuman Chalisa which kind of takes the attention away from the ghosts and ghouls. The verse goes, Bhoot pisach nikat nahi aave, Mahavir jab naam sunave. And what that means is, no ghosts and ghouls will come near you once they hear the name of Mahavir, which is Hanuman. But deeper down, it's about boundaries. It's about protecting your energy field. You're declaring anxiety, jealousy, fear. None of you cross this line. That's basically what you're saying. So any anxiety you've got, any jealousy you've got, any fear you've got, none of that will cross the line. And it's funny because Halloween was only a few weeks back. It's just gone, right? And when we were kids growing up, as I say, my parents always told us to chant the Hanuman Chalisa more often around this time. They'd say if ghosts, ghouls or dark energies are wandering, keep your mind clean and your vibration high. Just chant the Hanuman Chalisa. And at this point, I do want to highlight the fact that I do not advocate Halloween. I really never have. Not that there's anything against anybody who is watching this video and does kind of celebrate Halloween, but I want you to stop and think. What are you actually doing when you're going out celebrating Halloween? It's become so huge, hasn't it? I mean, it's a big US thing, but here in the UK, it's become massive as well. It's, so commercial. And sending your kids out doing trick or treating, okay, there's a bit of fun to that. But you're inviting ghouls, demons, ghosts, all that kind of bad energies to you. If you really think about it on a subconscious level, that is exactly what you're doing. This verse in the Hanuman Chalisa, it reminds you that no darkness can survive. Even if we had a bad dream or woke up scared, the first thing we'd hear was Bhoot pisach nikat nahi aave. It was our instant protection mantra. And honestly, even today, it still works. Because when fear shows up, this verse in the Hanuman Chalisa, it reminds you that no darkness can survive in the presence of light. There is a science in the sound and the chanting of the Hanuman Chalisa. And here's what modern science is now telling us, which our sages knew thousands and thousands and thousands of years back. Modern research now echoes what our yogis, our sages, they always knew this. Our rishis knew this. Sanskrit sound patterns engage breath, they engage tongue, and they engage the palate, which stimulates the neural calm and focus in the brain, in the mind, and in the body. So when you chant the Hanuman Chalisa or any mantra, the breath and the rhythm sync, which creates the same brain states found in deep meditation, which is what neuroscientists of today are now saying. You're not just praying, you're training your nervous system through vibration. And there's also another verse in the Hanuman Chalisa, especially said when somebody is going through illness. There's a verse which says, Nase rog hare sab pira, japat nirantar Hanumat bira. Beyond curing illness, this line releases the stored pain in the body, in the mind, the emotional tension, the old grief, and every repetition tells your body, let it go. And it has been known to cure people, those who continuously chant just this one line, Nase rog hare sab pira, japat nirantar Hanumat bira. What's truly beautiful is that Hanuman's energy isn't just confined to India. Across the world, seekers from scientists to celebrities have felt that same pull. Take Ram Dass, for instance. He was once a Harvard psychologist, deeply involved in early psychedelic research with Timothy Leary in the 1960s. But everything changed for him when he travelled to India and met somebody called Neem Karoli Baba, who was a saint many believed to be an incarnation of Hanuman himself. That meeting completely transformed his life. He found in Hanuman the perfect union of devotion and service, and he began chanting the Hanuman Chalisa every day. Ram Das often said, "When I chant, I remember who I am." It became the rhythm of his heart, his direct connection to grace.
The first time in India, Haridas said, Maharaji extended his Ashirvad for your book. Just that. So that means nothing to me. So I read, what did Ashirvad mean? Blessing. Blessing my book. What book? I'm not doing a book. I don't know. Maharaji gave his blessing for a book. And within a few years, Be Here Now came. And Be Here Now, most people found in Be Here Now something that powerfully turned their spiritual life. And I just watched this thing. I mean, he's sitting on his tucket, a blessing, and then people get that. There's a hit, you know. Mm-hmm. When Maharaji's in the mix, nothing is as it seems.
And for those of you who don't know who Neem Karoli Baba is, if you'd like me to do a video on his life, his miracles, and why so many people around the world still feel his presence today, drop it in the comments. If enough of you want it, I'll make a full video just on Neem Karoli Baba. Hollywood actress Julia Roberts, she said she began following Hinduism after seeing a photo of Neem Karoli Baba in a taxi ride home.
Well, I practice at a lot of things. Hinduism is something that I'm very intrigued by and very interested in. It came from seeing a picture of a guru called Neem Karoli Baba, and I was so drawn to the picture of this person, and I didn't know who he was or what he was about, but felt a very strong interest.
It is also said that Julia Roberts has named her children after Hindu deities Lakshmi, Ganesh and Krishna Balaram. Her film production company is also named as Red Om Films, after the sacred Hindu symbol Om. Russell Brand, who now follows Krishna consciousness as well as Christianity and recently been baptized, has also spoken openly about how devotion, especially to Krishna, helped him overcome addiction. He often says that the spiritual path pulled him out of darkness and back into discipline and surrender.
This is Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna, the master of all realities and non-realities and potential realities, the world of dark matter that makes up 80 or 90% of the reality that we even understand right now. Lord Ganesh, remover of obstacles. The Kundalini serpent, awaken the lower survival and sexual energies and turn into divine spiritual energy. Not that sexuality can't be divine. This is an invitation to become what you are. Take your inheritance, become who you are. This is Durga, a goddess of power, fighting for divine femininity with the initial letters of my wife's name and my two daughters' names. I love these are the chakras, the energy centers of the body. That is the Kunda, it's a Sikh sign, two swords of justice holding a sword of truth, thrusting through the world. And this is what go with the flow in Sanskrit.
It's that same bhakti energy, whether in Hanuman or Krishna, that transforms chaos into clarity. Musicians like Trevor Hall and countless Western seekers have shared how chanting the Hanuman Chalisa brings them peace and grounding. Even former US President Barack Obama kept a small figurine of Hanuman during his campaign.
And I got this is Hindu little statuette of the monkey god Hanuman that a woman gave me. And I've got a Coptic cross. This is from Ethiopia. So I've got a whole bunch of this stuff. But the reason I thought it was useful to show these, because I carry these around all the time.
A quiet symbol of courage and faith he carried in his pocket. What this shows is very simple. You don't have to be born into this tradition, into this religion, to feel its power. The vibration of devotion crosses religion, culture, and language. It touches the part of you that simply wants to be fearless and free. But, and this is a big but, and I'll be the first to put my hands up when I say this, none of this works without intention. What do I mean by that? Well, most of us believe that there is something higher, there's a bigger power than us. Whether you call that God, I'm going to call it God because I do believe there is a God. Or you call it a divine energy, a light, whatever you want to call that power that's controlling everything. Most people do not set an intention. A lot of us, many of us, believe, and this is where I'll put my hand up. I would say about 2 years ago, I said I believed, but honestly, I didn't have the faith, and you have to have the faith. You can believe there is a God, there is a power, but if you don't have the faith, if you don't have the patience, if you don't have the reverence, it's not going to happen. And when it comes to the Hanuman Chalisa, most people rush through it. Tuesdays and Saturdays are meant to be the divine days to chant the Hanuman Chalisa. And really, you can chant the Hanuman Chalisa whenever you want. We have certain days in Hinduism for certain deities. And Tuesdays and Saturdays are said to be Hanumanji's days. But most people, as I say, rush through it. Tuesday, Saturday, done. Each line is like a mirror. If you chant it mechanically, it's noise. If you mean it, if you have an intention, if you chant it with faith and patience, it's medicine. And when you say, there's another verse in the 40 verse Hanuman Chalisa, when you say Buddhihin Tanu Janke, what are you doing? You are surrendering control. And that's when you're handing over the remote control to that divine energy, that divine power. Most of us want to control everything that's going on in our own lives. And that's when divine intelligence flows through you, when you surrender the control. I didn't always understand this, but when I started chanting the Hanuman Chalisa every morning, not as a ritual, but as a conversation, everything shifted. I stopped reacting. I stopped fearing. Those verses became armor and light, a calm no chaos could touch. Have I completely mastered it? No, you never do. Sometimes I still react, sometimes I still have a little bit of fear, but not as much as before. So here's my invitation. Don't just play the Chalisa in the background. Chant it, feel it, vibrate it through your chest. Try and learn it off by heart, because this isn't about religion. It's about remembering your own power. If this message spoke to you, hit subscribe and join me every week as we decode Sanatan Dharma and spirituality for modern souls. And if you'd like to support this journey, tap the super thanks button below. It helps me to keep creating the kind of content you love and share these ancient truths with more people. Also, if this video opened your mind to the power of the Hanuman Chalisa, stay right here and watch the next one, where we uncover how the Chalisa revealed what NASA only discovered centuries later. It's called Brahman Ka Rahasya, Hanuman and NASA's deep truth about the universe. Tap it right here on your screen and let's go even deeper into the bridge between ancient wisdom and modern science.